Hi, I'm John McLauchlan with a quick marketing tip. So why is it that some businesses succeed and some businesses fail? Well, I remember when I first got involved in property developing, when I first, sort of about the sort of mid-90s, 95, 96, and the first thing I did, I went to see my bank, okay, and the bank manager didn't really tell me anything about the business at all. He just wanted to give me money and open accounts, and that's obviously what the banks do. But he did say that the businesses generally fail within sort of 1 to 2 years because of two main reasons. And he said that they fail because of lack of funding, lack of investment, and lack of knowledge. So new people starting a business and don't know what they're doing. And really, in practical terms, that's not quite right, because businesses fail generally because of one main thing, and it is down to a lack of knowledge. But more importantly, a lack of knowledge about the business and also a lack of knowledge about yourself. And it's the lack of knowledge about yourself really that I'm going to sort of discuss and just give you a bit more clarity on. And I'm talking specifically about belief in yourself and confidence and all those sort of things. And I remember about not so long after I saw the bank manager, what I wanted to do, I wanted to buy houses and develop them, and buy houses to rent them out. So flipping houses, renting houses, and then also I wanted some other projects in other countries. So I was quite ambitious, to say the least. So my first house, it took me, I bought it and it wasn't too bad. It wasn't in a too bad a state. It was a mid-terraced house, and it took me 10 months to develop and to turn over to get it to a point where I could get tenants in and get it rented out. And that sort of process involved me going in part-time, because I was still working, I was still in the place, part-time, going in my toolbox and then calling my dad quite a lot on the phone. I used to get stuck and call Dad, and Dad would come out and sort it out. So thanks, Dad. But it took me 10 months to turn one house over. And then I got another one, because I kind of got a real, interest in it, wanted to do some more. And the second house I got, it looked like somebody had been keeping themselves warm by lighting fires in the room, like bonfires. It was that bad. It was really in a real bad state. And that took me maybe 6 months to turn over. It took a little while. But then what I started to do, I started to get faster and quicker, and by this time I'd started to do all the things myself. I started to do plastering and plumbing and got a bit more capable. And I thought to myself, well, you know what, I'm not getting too bad at this. I'm getting quite good, in fact. And what happened is, about 20 months after starting, so we're talking 10 months to do the first house and then a few months to do the second one, and about 20 months after starting, I'd made in excess of £250,000. I don't say that to be the big I am. What I'm saying is that two things happened. Number one, the skills in business got better, but more importantly, the confidence and the belief issues kind of came together. And this is what the topic of this video is about: these two things, these two factors coming together. And I kind of, without sounding too pretentious, it's a bit like a synchronicity. These two things synchronize, and this is probably one of the main reasons why, if you've got a business, it's not succeeding in the way you want to do it, because these two things aren't quite aligned in the right way. And going on from the property business, sometime later I started the internet business, and obviously something I still do now. I still do property development as well, hence the close for today. But when I started the internet business, I was back to being a beginner again, and the learning curve was huge. I mean, it took me 10 months to do my first house. It took me the best part of 18 months to actually learn the dynamics of the internet business. And there were so many different things and so many different factors, and when I first started doing it back in, I think, about 2007, it was a different sort of concept. There weren't so many resources to look at. And it wasn't until I sort of met my mentor and really kind of started to understand what the business was about. And then what I did, it took me a while to get my first product and my first ebook and the first sort of DVD project together. But then what happened was, after a time, the confidence improved, the business skills improved, and these two factors, number one, your business skills, number two, the confidence and the belief in yourself, came together. And then what happens is, bang, straight away, you end up with a business that explodes, and you don't really know why things have gone really well, but it's down to these two factors coming together. And you may be struggling in your business, you may be struggling with life in general, but it all comes down to the belief in yourself, and that will project you to whatever level of success you want to achieve. And if you look at these things behind me, this is one bookcase of quite a few I've got on personal development, books and DVDs and information. And it doesn't matter if I've read a book once or twice, I'll read it again, because there'll always be something else that you sort of learn from. So the fact is, many people quit the business. They quit on whatever they're doing. They quit on their sort of hopes and dreams and desires for what they want to achieve in the business. And if we're talking specifically, it could be a property developing business, it could be an internet business, and a lot of people tend to quit because they don't have that belief. And this is why in the past, I've got sat in front of the computer here, and I must have 3 or 4 different unfinished projects that I started and never finished. And the reason I never finished them was because there was that little bit of a doubt, the confidence issues. I'm a really confident person, so the confidence issue came in, and I sort of looked at it and I thought, well, who's going to really want to listen to this? And then the confidence builds up, and you go back and you look at it some time later, and you go, you know what, that was a really good project. Why didn't you release it? So this is why we say never ever quit on what you're doing, because you never know when the belief system's going to catch up to your knowledge of your business, and you're going to propel your business forward. Never live with the regret of thinking, if I'd have just stuck with it a bit longer, maybe I could have achieved the success. Maybe that product could have been launched. Because the thing is, if the belief in yourself isn't together, and if you can see my hands here, isn't together with the belief, with the knowledge of your business, you never know how close you are to success. And over the years, believe me, I've got a lot of years in business, I've got a lot of years in marketing, and I've seen people quit when they're so close to success. And it's only because I can see it in them, and other people can see it in them, that they're going to succeed, but they don't see it in themselves. So don't make that mistake. Don't make the mistake of quitting just because you don't believe it's going to happen, because eventually it will. If you're tenacious enough and keep banging away at it, it will happen. Okay, I've rambled on enough. I'm John McLauchlan. See you again.
Still trying to work out this internet marketing thing? Here's 8 reasons to get my latest audio business training absolutely free, with my 8 trade secrets of the internet marketing leaders audio tutorial. Just scroll down and click on the link.